What's up, Algebra 2? Here we are, 3.1, day 2 on substitution. Okay. So again, this is something you might have done previously in like Algebra 1, might have done this briefly. Okay, so substitution is exactly what the title is. We're going to substitute. You're going to substitute something in for something else. So we've got like a basic level 1 type problem here, super obvious. If you get something like this in your homework or on a quiz or a test, this should be a huge signal that this is a substitution problem. We got 2y plus 5x equals negative 16. That looks a little yucky. But then down here we get y equals 2x plus 1. So if you already get one where it's y equals or x equals, that is a huge signal to do substitution. Okay, where you have one of them mixed up and then one of them like this, and in the directions say to choose the best method or pick a method to solve, that would be a good one to pick substitution for, because it already has one letter by itself. So now what I'm going to do with this, y equals 2x plus 1, I'm going to take 2x plus 1 and put it in, or substitute it in for the y. So now I have 2 times, not y anymore, I'm substituting this in, 2 times 2x plus 1 plus 5x equals negative 16. Okay, now we will distribute, and we're going to solve for x. So we got 4x plus 2 plus 5x equals negative 16. Okay, we're going to put our x's together. That's going to be 9x plus 2 equals negative 16. Subtract the 2 over. 9x equals negative 18. Divide by 9. X equals negative 2. Okay, you're not done. A lot of people, this is a common mistake, especially early on, they'll stop right here. Oh, I got x. X equals negative 2, I'm done. Okay, just like when we solve by graphing, the answer is going to be a coordinate pair. It's going to be x comma y. I need the y still. So now again, I'm going to substitute a second time. I'm going to take this x, I'm going to put it in for that x. Y equals 2x plus 1. Well, now I know what x is, so I can use that to solve for y. 2 times negative 2 plus 1. Y equals negative 4 plus 1. Y equals negative 3. Okay, so our answer, and then, now this might happen sometimes on your homework or on a quiz or a test where you did the x over here and the y over here. So now it's really tempting, it's a real easy mistake to make, is just to go negative 3 comma negative 2. But remember, the x goes first. Remember, it's x comma y, so it's negative 2 comma negative 3. All right, that happens from time to time. You move it over here, and then the y's are over here. It's really easy to do. Just boom, and then have it flip-flopped. Make sure it's x comma y. All right, so let's take a look at the steps again. They're the breakdown of the process. Step 1, we got one variable in one of the equations if it's not already done. So this one is already done for us. One variable was already solved. Y equals, right? It was one letter was already by itself in one of the equations. It might not always be that way. Okay? So if the directions say solve by substitution, you're going to need to get one letter by itself in one of the equations. Doesn't matter which one, pick the easiest one. Step 2, substitute. That's why it's called substitution. Substitute what that variable is equal to in place of that variable in the other equation. Okay, we had y equals 2x plus 1. So I put 2x plus 1 in place of y in the other equation. So now this other equation is just going to be all x's, and we were able to solve for x. Okay, solve for that remaining variable, right? We had all x's then, so we were able to solve for x. Last step, take that answer and put it back into your first equation. So we took this x equals negative 2, and now I put it in for x in this equation. so I can solve for y. Okay, you could actually put it back up in this one too, but you've already got this one solved for y, so you might as well just put it in here. But you should still get the same answer if you put it up here and solve for y. It's just going to be a couple extra steps of work. Okay? All right, practice, practice, practice. Okay, so this one has one little extra half step. Can you see what it's going to be here? We need to get one variable by itself first. All right, so why don't you go ahead and push pause and see what you can do. Okay, welcome back. Hopefully we saw that the top one just had one little step to do. We're going to subtract that 2x over. Y equals negative 2x plus 7. And now we've accomplished our step 1 goal of getting one letter by itself. Okay, so we have y by itself. So now I can substitute the negative 2x plus 7 in for y in the second equation. Oh, that's 5x. That's not changing. This one is. Minus 3 times, not y anymore, but y is equal to negative 2x plus 7. So that's going in here. Okay. Distribute this negative 3. So that's going to be negative 3 times negative 2 for a plus 6x. Negative 3 times 7 minus 21. Put our x's together. 11x minus 21 equals 23. Add 21 over. 21, 21. 44. Divide by 11. X equals 4. Am I done? Nope, I don't have my y yet. So I got to put this 4 up here now. Okay. Y equals negative 2 times, not x, now it's 4. I know x is 4 plus 7. Y is negative 1. So our answer is 4, negative 1. Okay? So that'd be kind of like a level 2 or like a level 1.5 type problem, right? It was basically the same as the front one, but we just had to move this 2x over. Okay? Now this next one is a little bit trickier yet. Okay? We got to make a choice. We got to make a choice on which letter we're going to solve for. Okay? I'm telling you, you have to use substitution here for this one. We'll find out the next lesson that there's an easier method for this particular setup, that if you had a choice, maybe you'd want to choose the other method, the third method we're going to talk about. But if we're just doing substitution for today, this one's going to have some thinking involved. Which letter would it be easiest to get by itself in which equation? Okay, so lately it's been all y's. Perhaps this time it'd be easiest to get x by itself first. Go ahead and think about that one and see what you can do. Go ahead and push pause and give that one a go. Okay, so there is no right or wrong way for this one. There is one that I think might be a little bit easier, but you might have a different opinion, and that's okay. They should work out the same. I'm going to choose, I think it's going to be easier to get x by itself in the bottom equation. Okay, and you might think differently, and that's fine. Hopefully it worked out for you. So I'm going to try to get x by itself. So I'm going to subtract the 3y over. And now I'm going to divide by 2. So now we have negative 3 halves y, or negative 1.5y if you want to be a decimal person, that's fine. And then plus 8. Maybe this would be less intimidating as a decimal. Let's do that. Negative 1.5y plus 8. Okay, I'm going to slide this equation over. 4 times x minus 3y equals negative 22. All right, and now I know what x is. I have something here for x. We're going to substitute that in for x. Okay. 4 times negative 1.5y would be negative 6y, plus 4 times 8 is going to be 32, minus that 3y there. Okay, put these together. We're going to have negative 9y plus 32, negative 22. Minus 32, negative 9y equals negative 54. Divide by negative 9. Y would equal positive 6. Negative 54 divided by negative 9 should be positive 6. Okay. Next, we're going to substitute this in for this y over here and get our x. X equals negative 1.5 times 6 plus 8. So this is going to be negative 9 plus 8. X equals negative 1. So negative 1 comma 6. All right, there you go. So that was a really tough one. This would be a really easy one using the elimination method that we're going to learn next. Just like previous one there with graphing, and there is a chance that you'll get those two special circumstances there of inconsistent / no solution or infinite solutions. Okay, if you're going about your business here and you ever get everything that cancels out, if at some point everything cancels out, all the letters cancel out at the same time, and you're left with something that's true, like 5 equals 5, then that would be a situation where there is infinite solutions. Or what did we call that yesterday? Dependent, consistent and dependent. Consistent and dependent. Or we could get the other option of something that isn't true, right? If you get 5 equals negative 10. Okay, if everything cancels out and we get 5 equals negative 10, that's not true, obviously, there. 5 does not equal negative 10. That would be a no solution. Or yesterday we talked about that. It's called inconsistent. I don't think that happens as much with the substitution problems. It does have more of a chance to happen in the homework tomorrow with the elimination, but just in case, we'll have that here. All right, if everything cancels out and we get like 5 equals 5, something that's a true statement, 10 equals 10, 0 equals 0, that would mean that you have infinite solutions possible, or it's consistent and dependent. If everything cancels out and you're left with a not true statement, like 5 equals negative 10, 0 equals 11, something that doesn't make sense, that isn't true, that would be no solution possible or inconsistent. And again, I'm not sure if that, I don't think that happens during this next homework, but it might happen a couple times on the section, or the day 3 homework here with solving by elimination, but not as much with substitution. All right, so thanks for watching, folks. Let me know if you have any questions on that, and we'll see you next time.